Hi, I'm Dr. Rajani. Thanks for joining me today for Raji's Quick Clip. I wanted to make you aware of a problem sometimes we're seeing with fillers now, particularly cheek fillers that I've seen it in, but I'm sure it applies to fillers in the lower face, and I showed you a pic in the cover slide of what it is. I'll show you in the upcoming video, and we're going to talk about a side effect that's happening. Also, most importantly, how you can prevent it and why this occurred with filler and what was done to make it better. Thanks for joining me for Raji's Quick Clip. We're getting started in, you guessed it, 3 seconds. So remember, if you like these videos, you find them helpful, subscribe. Stay tuned by subscribing and clicking the button. And when you do, there's a bell. Click the bell because then you'll be notified, because I do a few of these a week, all different topics to keep you beautiful, keep glow, and help prevent problems like the one we're talking today. I have playlists, so for those interested in, say, threads, there's a whole playlist on threads that you can watch. And there's many questions that you might have about them, so before you get them, or if you're just researching, you can see everything about threads or fillers or skin treatments, whatever you want. So use those playlists. They're a great way to roll through all the videos. So this side effect, as you see here from this picture, is in the facial region, in the cheek area, and it needed to be incised and drained. It was an infection that came after cheek filler. I think one of the most important things to understand, because we talk here about fillers, we have home gamers who want to fill themselves at home, hopefully not other people or their friends as well, but just understanding this is complex. And the choice of filler, the cleanliness of the procedure, the realness of the filler, in other words, using the real product and not a knockoff or a fake product, as much as people say on websites, as you can imagine in this world, with the worldwide net, oh yeah, we have all the fillers, dermal fillers, a third of the price, and you're seeing them, order them online, authentic. Of course they're going to say they're authentic. Understand this. I'll call them fake products in general, just so you, one term, you can call them knockoffs, you can call them, some of them are real product from the real factory sold through other countries. You'll never know necessarily, they might tell you that. And some of them are just fake, or what I mean by that is nothing to do with what you think you're getting, okay? They're just, hyaluronic acid is a typical one, and that was the cause of the problem in this case, but that's the typical one that people order because you can dissolve it. That product, when it's fake and everything looks good, the packaging looks good, but the company or the FDA is concerned, sometimes they can't tell by the packaging or feeling the product or seeing it with the naked eye. It has to go to the factory where it was made, the head company. They dissect it apart, look under the microscope, look at what it's made of in that amount of detail before they know it's not real or legit. So there's no way for people to know what they're getting. Remember, you're putting something in your body. So it's not just knowing your anatomy you're putting in it. And this isn't to scare you. I really personally don't care what people do. If you want to inject yourself at home, or that's what you do, it floats your boat, you feel safe with that. It's as long as you shouldn't be injecting other people or putting other people at harm. If it's something you want to do, you make that decision. But people also do not understand some of the dangers that come with it, and certainly having Hylenex or dissolver for these problems help. But in this case, this was an infection. It cultured out as staphylococcus, a fairly common one. I believe it wasn't resistant or MRSA, if I recall, but this was an infection from a filler, and it was on the cheek area, done with a needle technique. And when there's an infection, there's a collection of pus, you got to open it up and put a drain in sometimes, which is what was done here. Not great. I've had it from an injury down here, and I still have the scar, and I hit it with injectable micro radio frequency once in a while. As I age, it gets worse, so I have to put a little bit of filler, a little radio frequency. But a scar here, unless you have those things available to you, that can be seen for a period of time, maybe forever. So it's something you want to avoid. Why did this occur? And that's the interesting part of this case. We believe it was from face mask wearing. Of course, now a lot of people wearing face masks. whether it was unclean or not, it was a reused face mask, meaning, you know, people wear them, they might have their own face masks, and maybe, have you ever cleaned yours? I mean, you may have made one, or have, like, what do I see? They look like almost neoprene, different materials. People might, I think, wear them for weeks. Do they throw them in the washer? If they're not disposable, are we cleaning them? In this case, it was one of those that wasn't clean, a reusable. At home. It wasn't an N95 or something that people get at a clinic. It wasn't a medical professional. It was one that was reusable that they purchased online. But the point is, we believe that it's from reuse. Of course, germs get on it, as you know, just kids getting acne from touching their face all the time. Imagine that mask, all the things it's exposed to from your skin. We all have bacteria on our skin. Doesn't mean the person's dirty, but just by using the same mask over and over, there were bacteria. It got into where the filler was. Now, when we're doing thread trainings, for instance, or I'm putting threads in, and we're training people, we're using 18 gauge threads, we put a thread in, and we look and we sit the patient up. It might be because it's slower than just in my own clinic. I'm pretty fast. When a trainee's working, we might be slow talking, and 45 minutes, an hour later, we go, we're going to add another thread. We go in the same opening. A lot of times it's available. It hasn't closed up. So understand, you get a procedure done, you put a mask on, you leave. That opening, depending on the size of the cannula and how much it was manipulated, could be open for many hours. And certainly the infection potential would be a few days there. That's pretty common for an area that's healing to be able to have bacteria enter. Once it's healed, obviously the intact skin is a lot less likely to get infection. But I wanted people to be aware of, know what's going in your face, know who's putting it in, understand post-care is very important, and the care of your filler over time. Keep it clean, follow your post-care instructions given by your provider, and be very careful about these face masks, because if you're getting fillers done, I tell people, obviously when you're alone, you don't need a face mask. When you're around your family where you're exposed, it's mainly when you're out in public. Maybe reduce the need for putting yourself in situations where you need to wear a mask. And if you do, make sure it's clean. And keep in mind where you get the fillers. If you're getting them in the temple, the high cheek, often the masks aren't there, but lower face would be an issue. The mouth is dirty as it is. There's a lot of bacteria in the mouth. It's more along the cheek, the nasal folds, the edge of the mouth, that bacteria from the mask would probably be exposed, and the mucous membrane heals a lot quicker. So there you go. Let me know about side effects. Subscribe. Let me know in the comments, what have you seen? Have you had side effects from fillers? What do you think of this case? Any comments? We love to hear. We love to educate. Stay tuned to this channel. Keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.